This is Chapter 14, the final project. In this chapter, you will complete exercises to apply the concepts taught in this course. Complete the following exercises to reinforce the concepts taught in this textbook. Refer back to the instructions in the textbook if needed. Be sure each report matches the check figures we have provided. If it does not, you will need to make corrections before submitting the reports. To ensure you start with the correct balances, run the following reports using the parameters provided. Check to make sure each report matches the check figures provided. If they do not, you will need to troubleshoot to locate the issue and fix it before you complete the practice exercises below. So before you start, you want to run a profit and loss report. So we're going to go to our report center. And in the business overview section, you're going to select profit and loss. And for all of these reports, you always want to make sure that you change this to all dates. And so you're checking to make sure that your total for income is $36,125. Your total for expenses equals $17,395, and your net income is totaling $18,730. So again, before you proceed to these exercise steps, you want to make sure that these are all correct. So you'll have to go back to your past transactions and double check them before proceeding. All right, then we also want to run a balance sheet report. Return to your report center. In your business overview section, select balance sheet. Change your report period to all dates. And you're checking to make sure your total assets equals $20,200. Your total liabilities, $1,470. And your total for liabilities and equity, $20,200. So your assets and your liabilities equity should be in balance. Okay. Larry was so excited to kickstart his business that he forgot to provide you with information for the transactions that took place in June, his first full month in business. Record the transactions below in the Luxury Lodging QuickBooks file. So I'm going to return home. And the first transaction for June is to create a sales receipt for Astro Jetson. So I'm going to go to my Create button. And under my Customers heading, I'm going to select Sales Receipt. My guest or my customer is going to be Astro Jetson. Okay, and for Astro, we have he stayed in the Dallas 2-bedroom plus loft for 7 days. He checked in on June 1st, 2021 and checked out on June 8th, 2021 and paid with cash. Be sure to categorize this in the Texas properties. So the payment method we're going to add as cash. And this is for the Texas properties. The product or service is going to be the Dallas 2-bedroom plus loft. This is for 7 days. So 7 days for the Dallas 2-bedroom plus loft gives you a total of $1,400. We can put his check-in and check-out as 6/1/21 to 6/8/21. And the sales receipt date we'll put as his check-in date, which was 6/1/21. Okay, create a sales receipt, Astro Jetson, just double check we have everything correct. Astro Jetson, who stayed in Dallas 2-bedroom plus loft for 7 days. He checked in on 6/1/21, out on 6/8/21, paid with cash, and be sure to categorize this in the Texas properties. All right, we're going to be creating another sales receipt in number 2 so we can record and new. This is going to be for Elroy Jetson. Elroy Jetson, who stayed in the Dallas 1-bedroom for 5 days. Six 8/21 to 6/13/21. He paid with check, and that check number is 65432. This is categorized to the Texas properties. Okay, and the 5 days for Dallas 1-bedroom gives you a total amount of $500. All right, double check before we save this. We have Elroy Jetson, who stayed in the Dallas 1-bedroom plus loft for 5 days, checked in on 6/8/21, checked out 6/13/21, paid with check 65432, and categorized as the Texas property. All right, we'll be creating a new one so we can hit record and new. Number 3, create a sales receipt for Jane Jetson, who stayed in the Houston house for 10 days. Checked in on 6/13/21, checked out on 6/23/21. So that's 10 days. Paid with credit card. Categorized as Texas properties. All right, 10 days at the Houston house gives you a total amount of $3,750. And I did forget to change the sales receipt on number 2, so I'll have to go back and do that. So we'll put, well, it'll still be set to June 1st, so that's okay. It's not far off. It's not put as today's date at least. But we'll put this as the check-in date of 6/13/2021. All right, so we have sales receipt for Jane Jetson, Houston house, 10 days, 6/13 to 6/23, paid with credit card, Texas properties. Okay, number 4 will be another one, so we can record anew. Number 4, create a sales receipt for Judy Jetson. Judy stayed in the Austin house for 8 days, 6/23 to 7/1. Paid with cash, categorized as Texas properties. Okay, and then to double check, Judy Jetson stayed in Austin house for 8 days. 8 days at the Austin house gives you a total amount of $4,800. Checked in 6/23 to 7/1, paid with cash, and this is for Texas properties. All right, number 5 will be another sales receipt. We will record anew. And then our last sales receipt for right now is going to be for George Jetson. This is number 5. George stayed in the Malibu house for 2 days, 6/28 to 6/30. Let me change that date before I forget. 6/28. Paid with check, 23456, and categorize this as the California properties. So that's a sales receipt for George Jetson, Malibu house for 2 days. 2 days at the Malibu house gives a total amount of $3,600. 6/28 to 6/30, paid with check 23456 for the California properties. Okay, so we can record and close because this is our last sales receipt for now. That will bring us back to our dashboard. Number 6, we want to record the June expense to Pool Guy Inc. The payment date is June 1st, 21, and payment amount is $450. So it gives us a hint to use the recurring expense template. So if we go up to our settings menu and under list, select recurring transactions. Here we have the Pool Guy expense. We can hit our drop down and hit use. So our payment date is going to be June 1st. Payment method is going to be check. 76543. For Texas properties, this is going to be for June 2021, $450. Make sure everything else is correct, and we can save and close. Number 7, record the excuse me, June expense to Pool Guy Inc. The payment date is 6/10/21. Payment amount is $1,000. Check 76544. This is for the California properties, and we want to make this a monthly recurring expense and use July 10th, 2026 as the next date, and Pool Guy Inc., California for the template name. So first we're going to record the expense, and then we're going to make it a recurring expense. So if we go to create, and under vendors, select expense. Who did you pay? Our vendor is going to be Pool Guy Inc. Payment date is June 10th, 2021. Payment amount is going to be $1,000. Payment method is going to be check number 76544. This is for the California properties. So we're going to save this. And we're also going to make it recurring. The template name is going to be Pool Guy Inc. -CA for California. We'll keep this as we always have. Reminder 5 days before the transaction date. Monthly on the first day of every month. Start date July 10th, 2026. Put this out farther if you're working near or past July 10th. Just put it for the next year. The end date you want as none. Make sure you have California property set for this, and we can save template. Okay, so now we have one for the Texas properties and California. Should probably change the name of this to include that TX. It's just saving the template. It's not actually recording an expense. All right, number 8, we have record the June expense to Yard R Us for landscaping services. The payment date is June 15th, 21, and the payment amount is $900. This is for the Texas properties, and it gives us a hint to use the recurring expense template. Okay, so the monthly landscaping for Yards R Us for Texas is this one here. So we're going to hit our drop down arrow and select use. This is check number 76545. Payment date is June 15th. This is June expenses 2021. Amount is $900. check everything's correct. Looks good. We can save and close. Now we're going to record the June expense to Yards R Us for landscaping services for California. So we're going to take that drop down arrow, select use. Payment date for this is going to be June 20th, 2021. Check number 76546. California properties. The amount is $2,000. And we can just put June 2021 for a description here, and we can save and close. Okay, now starting with number 10, it looks like we're gonna record a bunch of bills. I'm gonna go to our Create button, and under Vendors, select Bill. The vendor for this, number 10, is going to be Waste Management. All right, we have record bill number 98761. From Waste Management for trash pickup services. For the California properties, the bill is for $1,500. The bill date is June 1st, 2021. And payment terms are net 15. So it looks like we just have to change our description for June services. And we are going to be entering more bills, so we can do save and new. Number 11 is also going to be for waste management. This is bill number 98762 for Texas properties. This bill is $750. Bill date June 1st, 2021. Payment terms net 15. And we can hit save and new. Number 12, record a bill for Stellar Cleaning Services. The number is 98769. This is for housekeeping services for the California properties. The bill is for $2,100. Bill date is June 30th, 2021. Payment terms are net 15. And we can just update the month here. June 2021. Save and new. Number 13, we're going to record another bill from Stellar Cleaning Services. This is bill number 98770. This is for cleaning services for Texas properties. The amount is $1,000. Bill date June 30th, 2021. Payment terms net 15. Save and new. Number 14, this is going to be a bill from Quick Clean Dry Cleaners. The bill number 8766. This is for the California properties in the amount of $500. Bill date is going to be June 1st, 2021. Payment terms are net 30. We can change our description here. And we can hit save and new. Number 15 is going to be Quick Clean Dry Cleaners for our Texas properties. And this is bill number 8767. This is for $350. Bill date June 1st, 2021. Payment terms net 30. Description reads June 2021. And this is our last bill for now, so we can select save and close. And number 16, generate a profit and loss report. I'm going to go to my report center. This is where we'll be checking our figures to make sure that those transactions were entered correctly. All right, in the business overview section, select profit and loss. Change our report period to all dates. And we're looking for our total income to be $50,175. So that checks out correctly. Our total expenses, we're looking to be $27,945. So that checks out correctly. And then our net income, $22,230. So that checks out correctly. All right, so if yours are correct at this point, you could go ahead and export this as a PDF and save it to your home drive. Excuse me. And then last, for our June transactions, we're going to generate a balance sheet report to check that as well. Go to our report center, and in our business overview section, we're going to select balance sheet. Again, we want to change our date range to all dates. And to check our figures, we want total assets to read $29,900. And we want our total liabilities and equities to balance out to be the same, $29,900. If your figures are correct, you can export this and save it as a PDF to your home drive. And I will stop here. In the next video will be the July transactions.